Entrepreneurs and high performers, listen up. There is a paradox in entrepreneurship and success that almost everyone gets completely backwards. And if you can flip it, it could change everything for you. You see, we've all heard the saying, I'll believe it when I see it. It's one of those phrases that just kind of rolls off the tongue, right? But here's the problem. If you're waiting to see results before you start believing, you're going to be waiting for a long, long time. As entrepreneurs, as high performers, we love to look at the scoreboard, and we look at it way too often. We measure our success by sales numbers, follower counts, the size of our bank accounts. And if those numbers don't look good, we start doubting ourselves. We start thinking, oh, maybe I'm not cut out for this. Or worse, we let a cold streak dictate our future actions. But here's the paradox, because it doesn't work that way. The real path to success is the opposite. It's not, I'll believe it when I see it. It's, I'll see it once I believe it. You need to have the courage to believe in the outcome before you have evidence. You need to step into the identity of the successful entrepreneur today, not someday, not when you hit a certain revenue milestone, now. I know it might sound out there, but think about it this way. Every action you take is like casting a vote for who you want to become. Every time you show up, even when the scoreboard doesn't look good, you are building evidence and casting votes in favor of the best version of yourself. So if you're tired of waiting for proof, if you're tired of letting your circumstances dictate your mindset, then it's time to flip the script. It's time to start believing before you see the results. Because once you start believing, the actions you take will be different and the results will follow. The following is a part of a presentation I gave to a group of fitness business owners in Houston, Texas. And if you want to learn more about all of these concepts, jump on the pre-sale list for my brand new book, Consciouspreneur, What to Do When the Hard Work Stops Working, and get free access to 25 plus video trainings on how to train your mindset for success. Enjoy the video.
I don't know if you guys have heard Ed Milet's definition of heaven and hell. So Ed Milet talks about, he believes that when you die, God is going to introduce you to the absolute best version of yourself. Heaven is being best friends with that, like twins with that person. Shake hands, have a bro hug, you're best friends. Hell is being complete strangers. So when we talk about being and embodying the best version of yourself, I want you to think about that best version that you will be introduced to when you die. Right? The type of person you want to be. When I was in my my online fitness business, I had a cold streak to abolish all cold streaks. Like I was on a sales streak so bad that you guys wouldn't believe it if you think you've been on a cold streak. Anyway, I was just so sick of it. And I just decided one week that I was going to step into being a good salesperson. If someone needed my help, I was not going to let them off the phone without me being able to help them. And guess what? My sales turned around. And I had a call with my coach, and he said, the old statement, I'll believe it when I see it, right? You guys have heard that, right? You probably said it. I've said it. I'll believe it when I see it. It's totally backwards. I'll see it once I believe it. Okay, this is the paradox of our lives and being entrepreneurs. You have to believe in things when you have absolutely zero evidence. You have to believe in something when you have absolutely zero evidence. And once you believe in that thing, right, Patricia? Once you believe in that thing, then you'll start to see it. But it takes a lot of faith to believe in that thing. So who do you want to be? Who do you want to embody? And can you make a decision today to embody that person? Because when you make that decision, then it's all about acting as if, right? So then we go to do, okay? How many of you guys have heard of WWJD? What would Jesus do, right? I don't know about you guys, but I'm more into the WWTLD. What would Ted Lasso do? That's kind of my thing. I thought I'd get a bigger laugh. Maybe you guys aren't huge Ted Lasso fans. That's fine. What would Ted Lasso do? So when you're thinking about doing the things that best version of you does to have success, every single action you take or don't take is like casting a vote for your identity. Casting a vote either for the best version of yourself or casting a vote against the best version of yourself. And if you guys were in Cancun or you saw my presentation, We know the subconscious brain picks up everything, right? Every single thing that you do or do not do is a piece of evidence that casts a vote either for your best self or against your best self. So it's really important that when you're embodying that type of person, that you're always taking actions in alignment with that person or with that person you want to be. Okay? Because then the simple part of James Clear's model is be the type of person you want to be, do the type of things they would do, have the things that you want, right? I like to take it a little bit off on this one. I like to compete with one of the best authors of all time and say, no, not really. Because I think there's a bit of a different context here. When I was a goalie, when I was playing hockey, I had a really bad habit of looking at the scoreboard and letting that dictate my play, okay? If you are athletes or if you're thinking, in the business context, sales, lead generation, how many of you guys find yourselves looking at the scoreboard pretty often? Okay? And you've had a cold streak and you let that affect your next sales call. It doesn't need to. Okay? I would look at what's the score, what are the shots on goal, how much time is left, and that would dictate my play. And I was complaining to a coach a couple years ago about leads or sales, I don't know what it was, something stupid. And he said to me, stop, just stop for a second, stop looking at the scoreboard. Why don't you just play the game? Just play the game and let the score take care of itself, because isn't that more fun? When we're always looking at the scoreboard, then we're letting these things dictate what we're doing, and we're not even playing the game. We're not even doing the thing that we wanted to do in the first place. And that's no fun.